Hello and welcome to the last in this series of videos using the die cut foilables. I'm going to run through how I made this card, which is a little bit different. It's got a nice angle on it, so it's like a dome shape, really easy to do. And we're going to make the background using some inks. So instead of all your pattern paper and things like that, you can make your own background. So that's quite fun. Let's get started. So to make this card, I have got a 6x12 card base folded in half. Then I have got a piece of cardstock that measures 8 inches by 6 inches, and I have scored 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1/2 inch, 1 inch from each side. I've then placed a circle die in the middle and cut out the aperture, and then along the score lines you're just going to fold and give them a good burnish with your bone folder. And again on there, so just a concertina, one forward and one back. And that's how easy it is to make your card front. Quite often too, I'll do use some nesting dies and do a bigger one and put a little frame on the outside. That looks really cool too. So I'm just going to quickly pop some red tape along this edge piece here, ready for when we stick it down to the card. And then it's all ready to go. Sorry, a bit of a sore wrist at the moment, so I'm a little bit back to front sometimes. Turn it around. That's it. And that's all ready to go. So we'll pop that off to one side with the card base. Then I have cut a piece of cardstock, 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and this is what we're going to do the pattern on. You could do it straight onto your card if you like, but I was just a bit worried that the ink might kind of bleed around the corners and make a bit of a mess of the back, so I've decided to do it this way. So you will need a stamp block, any size, whatever size you prefer, and a craft mat and a nice juicy ink. So I did use the lime punch elements in that one, but we might mix it up a little bit and use a different color. So I'm going to use Sundance. So we'll do different color foil, different color inks. So all you do, you pat your ink pad onto your stamp block, and that's why the elements are good, because they're really nice and juicy. Then with a little bit of shaving foam, I'm going to pop just a little squirt onto my craft mat. And you've probably seen a few techniques with shaving foam before. I have to admit, this one was given to me. I didn't come up with it myself, but this one's not quite as messy as some of the others. So you've got your blob of shaving foam there. You literally just pat your stamp block into the shaving foam. You don't want too much on. And then you're just gonna put it on and off onto your cardstock until you get a nice coverage, bit of ink everywhere, bit of colour. And just keep going until you're happy with it. And that pretty much is it. So then you can dry that off with a heat gun, or you can just let it dry naturally. I've got one that I did just before to save a bit of time, so I will just grab hold of that one. You could of course use more than one colour. You don't have to stick to one colour. If you use more than one colour, that's a pretty little one with a few different colours on it. If you wanted to, you could also sprinkle some pixie powders into the shaving foam or on top of your ink, and that would give you a bit of shimmer as well. So there's lots of different options for that. So I'll just pop that out of the way. And here's the dried one that I did just before. So you can see they just sort of marbled, really pretty. So I will get my card base and I'm just gonna put some glue, just a very fine bit of glue all around. You don't want it on too thick because otherwise you can get left with glue lines when you stick it down. So just give it a good firm press all over. Like that. Make sure your card is the right way. Then we're going to just take off the backing. I usually like to do it one side at a time, and what I'll do, I like to put it on the open end of the card first, so that if you don't quite get it right, you've more chance of lining up the first one than the back one. So if you start on this side and you get that a bit crooked, your front is going to be crooked, so it's easier to line up the front one first, or that's how I find it. And I think that's that, and take off the other one, and then just line it up with the fold. And I can see already I haven't actually cut this piece the right size. Okay, that's that. So I have actually, I'm just going to quickly run this through the trimmer because it doesn't look very nice. Okay, that's much better. And then we're going to get on to the foiling. So I'll switch on the laminator. I'm using today the Sweet Florals and the Assorted Sentiments 3, the bold words again. I just love this. They just really make a statement on your card without doing too much else to it. You could also too, I mean, you could stamp on this. There would be no problems with that. That's quite easy to do. And if you did want to stamp and foil, this is another thing that you can do. So you would stamp your image onto here with a clear ink. So Wow embossing ink or a Versamark. Then you sprinkle on some bonding powder, which is just a little, it's in a bit like your embossing powder size, but it's called bonding powder. So you'd sprinkle on a bit of bonding powder, tap it off the excess and heat with a heat gun. When that's set, you just put your foil on top of that, and that brings off the image of your stamp as well. I haven't tried that yet, but that's something on my list of things to do. But because we're talking all about the foilables in these sessions, I thought, well, we'll just stick to the foilables, but there is more you can do with the foil than just put them on top of the foilables. So all your stamps, grab them out. Okay, so I'm just going to arrange my words that I've chosen. I'll put the same words on things as I've done on the other one because I'm quite happy with the way that that looks. Just get all your little pieces ready. And while we're waiting for the laminator to heat up, what I can also show you is, because we've got a few gaps in here, and rather than waste the foil, you can put some extra little sentiments in there that you're not particularly going to use right now. But it's often good to have a few backup ones already foiled so that you can just grab them if you need something really quick. So then what I do, I've got these things here. So these are double-sided sticky die storage cards. So they're a bit like your old-fashioned photo albums. Peel and stick, basically. But they're like a little index folder. And I have just put on here anything spare that I happen to do. I pop them onto one of these. And I'll eventually, I do have a bit more of a collection to go in these. There's some little flowers and bees and things. And then you can just pop them off and use them. So they're a really cool idea. They're also on the website. You get a pack of 5. Okay, so we're just going to pop that down there like that. And we'll do a blue and dark blue, this one's called, and a yellow. So just popping it through the laminator. Now for any of you that haven't seen the previous 2 videos, this is just a $20 laminator from Officeworks. You can pick them up in Kmart quite cheaply too. So, or you can press it down with an iron if you don't want the expense of a laminator. Just a warm iron. Don't use your steam on it. Just a nice warm iron. So yeah, this is the dark blue, and we've got all these other yummy colors in them. Rose gold comes out beautifully. That can have an orangey tinge if you want it to. The green and the red, how gorgeous for those Christmas projects. The white I haven't actually tried yet, but on the big bold black letters, I think that would be quite stunning. Okay, so this is ready. And we'll just turn that off. Oh, wow. I can see why they call it wow. Isn't that beautiful? So this would be a really good masculine card. I obviously probably wouldn't put the flowers on them, but there's lots of other things. You could do nice fern leaves and things. Some of the packs have got beautiful leaves in them. Okay. So I'm just going to arrange these roughly. This one I'm popping on that corner there, so I will just put some glue onto it. Now I don't want to put the glue right at the top because I'm going to bring that off. So what do? Oh. Okay, let's just wipe that off and take that back. I don't want to put glue up here because I'm going to offset it on the circle. That's better. So you make sure you get it straight. You can actually push this card down and it should be quite flat, which is really good for posting too. See how it is? And the birthday and the wishes, I'm going to raise a little bit and just put a little bit of foam tape on the back of it. This will be a new roll now. I just love this shape of card. I just have done so many of them. It looks nice in a rectangle shape too. That one up quite high. The blue's really nice. It's not something I use a lot of, not a colour I use a lot of, but it's really pretty. So I hope you've enjoyed learning about these and that you'll make some lovely cards and things. Feel free to put them on the Jcraft Facebook page. I'd love to see what you do. Okay, now I've got some smaller ones of these two, and again, we're just going to layer them up a little bit. Bit of foam tape on the back. And pop them down. Just kind of in the middle. And we'll have, there's my little flower, that's it. Nails are getting cut this afternoon. I made my appointment. Okay, I might put that one on with the tweezers. That's it. And this one I think we'll just glue on flat on the opposite corner. It's just a little bit bare. I felt like it needed something. You could do a lot more in and around, but I just wanted to keep it pretty simple. And last but not least, pop the little heart on. Put that on an angle, I think. Okay, and just to finish off with some glossies, you could leave it like that, but I just want another little element on there. So I'm going to go opposite. To bring that yellow forward, I'm going to pop some little yellow glossies in the center of the flowers. And this is out of the Party Mix pack. See how that just pulls the color forward? One wants to stick to my tweezers. And we'll go one more on the one up here. And I did put some on this one. I put some of the opposite color on there, but I actually quite like that the way it is. Let's have a quick look. So the other one would probably be the earth tones. We'll just pop one off and see what it looks like, or whether I'm going to spoil it. I think maybe I might be better just to leave it. Let's see. Yeah, I think because I've got this flower a little bit further, closer to the center, it doesn't actually need them. And if I pop them in there, maybe I'll just put one there and another one maybe there. Okay, and leave it at that. So that is the completed card, and how straightforward was that? Just beautiful. I have got a few others to show you that Julie has kindly sent over to me in the past, and just to see what they can do with them. So this one here, that's just 4 little squares like we did in video number 2. She's coloured them in, done some stenciling on the back. That one there's using, I think they're all using the holographic gold. Yes, they are. And that's for 3 squares and a few sentiments. Really gorgeous. This one here is just 2 of this type of thing, but out of a different pack. Coloured, a nice sentiment in the middle, some hand-drawn lines and a few glossies, all raised on some foam tape. But how nice is that on the craft paper too, which we probably don't use enough of. This one here, this is the beautiful one that we used the other day. Now this is different colours of foiling. So all your leftover pieces, run your words or your flowers through the laminator. If it doesn't completely cover it, just grab another piece that you've previously used and it'll pick up a different part of it, and you can just keep foiling all the way through until your words are covered. So that's just all foilables and a bit of stenciling again on the background. This one is really pretty. Now, this one was made by Emma, who is one of the design team members that Julie has. So these are the foilables here. We also use these in video number 2. And then just with some glitter cardstock underneath them. And a little bit of glitter glue sprinkled in odd places. And then this is one of the frames out of another one that hasn't been foiled. And just the glitter cardstock under there and then raised up. So possibilities are endless without lots of stamps and inks and things like that. Just a couple of simple tools. So thank you very much for watching. I really do hope you've enjoyed it. As usual, if you have any questions at all, either give me a call, send me an email. And I'd also like to thank the couple of people who have messaged me over the last few days with beautiful words of how grateful they are for, you know, watching, and they've learned a lot and really enjoyed the videos, and it really does make it all worthwhile, as well as words of encouragement. So thank you very much. It really means a lot to get these little messages and emails. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll try and do some more in the not too distant future. So enjoy the rest of your day, and bye.